Alright, hello guys. Today we reached 500 subscribers, so as promised, this is the 500 subscriber seal tier list. So let's go ahead and start. Also, shout out to this pennypeds.org website. It has a huge chart of all the different species of seals. But anyways, let's get on to the hooded seal. This is the first one. Now, I don't think this website has a photo of their nose balloon thing. I will try and give you a picture of that on screen right now though. But basically, it's definitely very weird, very strange. So I'll just give the hooded seal B tier for now. Let's move on to the bearded seal. Now this one, it just has long whiskers, nothing really else. I'll give it a, let me see here. I'll give it a C tier. And then the gray seal. So this is the gray seal. It's kind of similar to some of the other seals that I've seen on here before. So I think I will give this a B tier. Now for the ribbon seal, this one is actually quite unique, I would say. Now this ribbon seal, basically, it has this cool looking pattern on it that I really like, actually. And basically I would say that this will give it an S tier, actually. So now for the Caspian seal. So this one, it looks kind of similar to that gray seal you see up there. So I think I can't give it much higher because since it kind of looks the same, kind of plain. So I'll give it, I'll just give it a B tier. Now for the harp seal. Now, the harp seal is possibly, and probably is, the best seal ever. Not only did it make the famous quote, but it also, the babies also look amazing. They're quite unique. This is no doubt the best seal ever. All the way in S tier, above that ribbon seal. There we go. Now time for the ringed seal. So this one, it's kind of similar to those other seals up there, like the Caspian seal, the gray seal. So I don't think I can give it much of a higher rating than I can with the others, since it's kind of plain, kind of like that, kind of has that classic feel to it. So I'll just give it a B tier. Now for the spotted seal, that's basically the same. So I'll just give that a B tier as well. Now the bical seal, this one, to me, it reminds me of a sea lion, kind of, for some reason. But basically, this one, I think I've seen some funny videos of it too. So I guess it is quite unique, since it's more of a, has no really pattern, and it has some funny videos. So that's A tier. And then the harbor seal. Now this one's a classic. I'll just have to give it A tier. Quite common, quite recognizable. Now for the leopard seal. Now this one, when you go back here, it looks quite interesting, I will say. It kind of has more of that sea lion slash spotted seal, ringed seal, kind of like that. So it's kind of a combination, like the little skin texture and pattern, you know. It's kind of similar to those. So I think I will give this one, I don't actually know. So basically, I'll give it a tier, actually. Yeah, right above the bical seal. Now, next we have, I think, the Weddell seal. Now this one, basically this Weddell seal, it's kind of similar to one of those adult harp seals. So but the adult harp seals aren't as significant as the baby ones, so I'll just give that a B tier. But basically, now we're gonna move on to crab eater seal. Now this one doesn't have really a sort of like a body pattern, so I'll just give it a B tier. Actually, I'll give it an A tier, since it It's one of the only seals that seems to have that. Now we have the elephant seals. I'll put them both in the same place, but these I don't exactly like very much, so they have to get C tier. So I'm sorry, elephant seals, but you guys will have to get C tier. So then onto, I think, the Mediterranean monk seal. So let me go look over this list again. So I'll move the spotted seal down, I guess, and the ring seal, since those are all kind of the same, kind of plain, you know. They don't really have too many differences between them, I would actually say. So I'll move those down a little bit, since they're kind of plain, kind of the more common ones, not very famous for anything. But basically, I think it's about time for the Mediterranean monk seal. So this one, it looks a tad bit like a sea lion, kind of. I'll give it a B tier. Now for the Ross seal, this one kind of looks like it doesn't have really exactly, you know, one of those distinct sort of like spot patterns or like ribbon patterns, you know, like I think the ribbon seal up here. It's more of it kind of reminds me of the little like baby harp seals. I'll give it an A tier, actually, top of A tier. Now the Hawaiian monk seal. This one kind of reminds me of those elephant seals. Let me see here. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of them. So I might put it in a similar area. I'll put them right next to them. Yeah, in C tier. Now next we have the Caribbean monk seal. Now this one is actually extinct. So rest in peace, Caribbean monk seal. But it kind of I would assume that it looks kind of similar, and I have seen some images of it before in the past. It does look kind of similar to those other monk seals. So I will give this an S tier. And then now that I think about it, from the photos that I've seen, I'll give the Mediterranean monk seal a similar rating, since it does kind of look similar from those photos I have seen of the Caribbean monk seal. Obviously, they don't have it on here, but anyways, now for the sea lions. Now, people always confuse these for seals, and these aren't seals, actually. So I included them on this list, and just because I included them on this list and they're not seals doesn't mean that I'm going to give them a good rating. Yep, straight in F tier. Sorry, sea lions. But now we have the fur seals. I also grouped the fur seals in the same kind of category too, since they all kind of objectively have the same sort of they all objectively look kind of the same, but basically they do have a lot of fur. I guess that's why they call them fur seals. But basically, these are kind of like the other seals, like some of the ones at the top of this Penny Peds page. But they do those pictures remind me of these sea lions up here. So I think for these fur seals, they will get. I don't really know yet. Let me look at these. So we have. So some of them seem to have a lot of fur. Some of them look a little bit more like sea lions. But they never really seem to have. They don't seem to be really like rare or anything, or like very significant. So I'll just give them an A tier. But anyways, I think that is about it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and goodbye. This is the entire tier list. I'll leave a link to the Penny Peds website down in the description, just in case you want to check this out later, maybe do it yourself. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and goodbye.